Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
Now, Jack Smith relied on the opinion of lawyers within the department who said that they thought it was required by the Constitution to dismiss the case, but it isn't required by the Constitution. There's nothing that would interfere with his performance of the office, whether the case is dismissed without prejudice or merely postponed.
Yep.
So I think this is a serious mistake by the department. It compounds the mistake that you alluded to, which is they waited a year before they even brought this case forward or began the investigation. And then you have the Supreme Court with its immunity decision, and now you have a potential nominee in Pam Bondi who is saying she's going to prosecute the prosecutors. All of that goes against what Jack Smith said in his brief motion, which is that no one's above the law. So we're hearing that phrase a lot, but we're not giving validity to it by these actions.
All right, point. And now for counterpoint, here she comes. I did want to get your take on that. I had heard that over the weekend about Senator Schiff, our senator, saying that the DOJ made a mistake to dismiss. They should have postponed. I didn't even know that was a distinction, because my understanding was that he dismiss with prejudice?
Without prejudice.
Well, so he can at least release a report,
right,
which hopefully they're going to do, right?
Yeah, and if you held this case in abeyance, you probably wouldn't be able to release a report. But the 1973 and 2000 Office of Legal Counsel memos of very brilliant lawyers who interpret the actual Constitution of the United States says holding a case in abeyance is the same as prosecuting or indicting a sitting president. But the OLC memos said,
meaning
but no one's above the law.
Meaning postponing. When you say holding it in abeyance, you mean what he was talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that means postponing, as opposed to dismissal without prejudice, which means you can bring them later. And in order to also recognize that, yes, you can't mess with a sitting president, but no one is above the law, the OLC memos also said that the immunity for a sitting president is temporary, and the charges can be brought once they leave office or resigned. But the whole argument, I think, is moot, because whether they hold it in abeyance or dismiss without charges and bring charges later, you're going to have 800 things go a certain way in order to reopen this case, and it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. Somebody was saying, Alice, I'm sure you feel the same way, that it just is extraordinary. I'm sure to people around the world watching this, that this is some memo that you can literally try to overturn the United States government steel classified circuit, and there's a memo. It's not it's not a law. It's not a jury.
Just a memo. I know we try to say, "Oh, F the memo" or whatever. It's legal interpretation of the Constitution of the United States. The actual Constitution of the United States says that you can't do anything to interfere with the president's ability to carry out their duties, and it's the OLC's interpretation, longstanding DOJ, multiple memos, multiple lawyers over the last multiple decades saying, yeah, you can't prosecute a sitting president. It interferes with their ability to conduct their duties as president. So no, you can't do it. And I agree with that. And I also would like to say one thing about my senator-elect, who I voted for. It is false. It is absolutely factually incorrect that anybody waited a year to begin investigating Donald Trump. There is public reporting, multiple sources on the record, that Merrick Garland opened the investigations unit to look at the Willard, the lieutenants, Bannon, the Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, and Trump within weeks of him getting to the DOJ in 2021. So I just want to correct the senator-elect on that.
Okay, I'm off the defending Merrick Garland train, as you know. And I know you've criticized him for, a bunch of things as well.
I would be a millionaire if I jumped on that train. If I jumped on the hate Merrick Garland train for no reason,
I don't hate him. I love that you said you like Blue Sky, because we can disagree about things like Merrick Garland without being holes about it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Everyone's been very kind. They're like, well, I respectfully disagree. I think Merrick Garland did a terrible job. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if he did a terrible job or not, but here are the facts. I defend facts, not people.
Yeah. So speaking of, I don't know if we still have laws, rules, something. You said on the Federal Vacancies Reform Act, many of you have asked whether Trump can fire the FBI director and temporarily appoint Kash Patel into the position under the Federal Vacancies Reform Act without needing Senate confirmation. we're in some whole new wild new west, aren't we? We don't. Almost probably everything he does, we're going to go. Is that legal? Can he do?
Yeah, we might as well not ask if it's legal anymore. It is. He's been given a gift of immunity by the corrupt SCOTUS, who are the ones to blame for stopping the trials from going before the election. But Trump has long praised Putin's acting cabinet picks, and so I wasn't surprised that he wants to just shove acting people in there for 210 days at a time until he can get somebody else to totally be able to ignore advice and consent of the Senate or anybody who has any issues with those. He did it 10 times in his first term.
And how is anybody shocked, Allison? Those people are like, oh, no, he's not going to cash Patelli, maybe like a deputy something, but he knows he can't. And I'm like, no, he's going to do it. He's going to do.
People are shocked. I was telling your producers before we got on air, I'm going full Botox today because I don't need to look surprised anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
I mean, Kash Patel, worst case scenario, just crazy person. I mean, and he and Pam Bondi, I mean, they're on tape, Allison, saying we're going to prosecute the prosecutors, investigate the investigators. Kash Patel said we're going to prosecute everyone that helped Joe Biden cheat in 2020. I mean, what I keep saying is you're not going to need crimes or evidence, right?
No, and if there was a Department of Babies, he would put a dingo in charge of it. We don't have nothing is going to make sense. All we can do is what Andrea Pitzer said.
That's
You're
awesome.
a delight.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You gotta buckle down and just sue him for everything. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Do what he did to us with delay, and try to stop him with lawsuit after lawsuit, sabotage him and this administration using the bulkiness of the bureaucracy and the slowness of the courts. That is our fight.
You retweeted Brian Tyler Cohen, our friend, who said, here's Trump's nominees for FBI Director Kash Patel calling for offensive operations to jail Americans they consider the enemy. We will go out and find the conspirators. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media. Boy, corporate media is going to be so happy that they both sides us into this nightmare that we're in and sane wash Trump to this degree, right? Because they're going to be enemy number one.
Yeah, or us, maybe you and me. I mean, like, who knows who's on their lists?
You'll be first. You're an industry. I'm just a little lady in my basement. I'll be such a coward. I'll be like, take her first. She has way more podcasts than I do.
I have more podcasts. That's the reason, right?
Oh my God! Do we actually have to wait till hour 3 to get to Pete Hegseth's mom saying her son's a bastard person?
Can every reporter just be like, whenever he's giving a press conference, just somebody shout out, your mom, just
your mother. Yeah. Yes, the mother of Pete Hegseth wrote him an email in 2018 saying he routinely mistreated women for years and displayed a lack of character. You know why that is, Jody?
Because he
routinely mistreated women. And yes, exactly.
A lack of character.
Yeah.
Yes. Chris,
What?
who said... This is so easy.
All right, here we go.
On behalf of all the women, and I know it's many, that you've abused in some way, I say get some help and take an honest look at yourself. Who said that?
The Burgermeister Meisterburger.
No, I just told you. Penelope Hegseth. Her name's Penelope. Yeah.
You don't hear of too many Penelopes
No,
anymore.
you don't.
Yeah.
It's quite the name.
Who said I have no respect for any man that belittles, lies, cheats, sleeps around, uses women for his own power and ego? You are that man and have been for years. And as your mother...
All right.
It pains me and embarrasses me to say that, but it is sad, the sad truth. Who said that?
The Heat Miser.
No, same
Penelope Pitstop?
No, Penelope Hegseth. She said she fired off the original email in anger with emotion because her son's obviously a giant dirtbag. Yeah. And she said, so publishing the contents of the first email was disgusting, she said. Her son, not being a rapist, allegedly, not disgusting.
She says, I had a follow-up email. Why didn't you publish that? And they're like, great, give it to us. And she's like, no.
No.
Please, Penelope.
I want you and I to go out for drinks with Penelope Hegseth and also Jesse Waters' mom.
Hasn't Penelope since recanted that email, though?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Well,
Right,
that's what I was saying.
Right.
She said that she wrote a follow-up email.
Right.
That was I was just being emotional.
I was kidding. Just kidding. Psych.
But when the Times was like, well, show us that email, she's like, no, I don't want it.
No.
So no.
No, not buying that. So listen. Oh, by the by, we're waiting for marching orders from Malcolm Nance. But hold please.
We'll get them on Wednesday.
Yes. Oh, because you tweeted, please stop asking me why I'm squatting on my Twitter handle instead of deleting my account and judging me for it. Just trust me. I host podcasts with the former FBI, and there are safety reasons for doing it that way. Trust me. First of all, I'm not a quitter. Secondly, I like to annoy as many people as possible. And also the guy that calls me a bulimic ditch licker, I would miss him, that guy on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just don't want to cede any space. I wanted to get your take because Ro Khanna, Democrat of California, said he has no plans to leave Twitter, even as the, obviously after Musk. He said, I don't think the answer is for progressives is to disengage. The idea that in a marketplace of ideas over the long term, the truth emerges. We ought to be focused on how do we create more town hall-like spaces for conversation online. He said Twitter should definitely be among the spaces Democrats use to get their message out. He said you want to engage in it just like you want to go on Fox News and you want to go on progressive programs. So that's what I thought. Is like I don't want to stay in my liberal bubble. I mean, I'm also on Threads and Blue Sky and Instagram and Facebook and whatever. But what do you?
Being pooped on by Nazis doesn't make you in a liberal bubble. Right. I keep my account for a different reason. It's for safety reasons, and I'm not going to explain to you how people can exploit old handles to get personal identifying information on people. But I'm not going to allow anyone else to. I'm going to protect my namespace, as somebody put it. I'm not going to allow somebody to have my handle and go out and pretend to be me on Twitter. So I'm squatting. Now, every once in a while, I'll go over and post my podcasts. I know it doesn't get any engagement because third-party websites are throttled, but I feel like it's like the equivalent of leafleting, from a plane, good, important information and facts down to people. Like, it's almost like
Chris, I'd be interested because you always say what Ro just said, the Democrats should go to places like Fox News, but you quit Twitter. Like, why
I quit Twitter because I didn't want to give any money to Elon Musk.
Wouldn't that be the same argument? You're helping Fox if you go on Fox? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to cede any space to them.
I want to see what they're talking about, but I don't want to be trolled. I can see the right wing perspective of the news at foxnews.com. They don't troll me there like they do on Twitter.
So
I don't want to spend the energy fighting trolls. It's just not what I want to do.
I have no self-esteem, so I like the guy that calls me a bulimic ditch licker. I find it funny.
The posts that I put on Twitter are automatic posts. I don't personally post anything there anymore, but I'm not going to delete my information. Everyone's like, oh, but he's scraping it to use for AI, and I'm like, good, some facts, some actual facts that instead of just a giant Nazi cesspool of bigoted hate, it's used to build AI. I'm going to leave my stuff up. I'm going to step away. Maybe I'll lock it down. I don't know, but I'm not going to delete that. I'm not going to release my handle to the MAGA.
By the way, if I could steal anyone's identity, it would be yours. I'm here with the incredibly handsome Dr. David Silverman to talk about ASEA Renew that I'm holding in my hand. This stuff is amazing. Revitalizing Redox gel. You hold up, you have you can it comes in drink form, and this is the gel form. I love, first of all, that supermodel Carol Alt will be promoting this. She's taken so many jobs from me, so I am so happy.
Just to give some context, because I have to tell you that this is very unique. This is not a pharmaceutical, it's not a nutritional product. It's something that our cells make. It's called redox signaling molecules. But bottom line is, our cells make redox signaling molecules. Your body makes it right now, but we all made more of it when we were younger. What's in this bottle is in you. It's in me, right? But I'll be 64 in 2 weeks, and I feel like I'm 30 years old. I've been drinking this for 13 years.
Wow. Doc, what a thrill to meet you and to hear more about this, because, it's you just kind of go, oh, it works, but to hear about the why is fascinating to me. Dr. David Silverman, what a joy and a pleasure, and thank you so much.